Morning, morning, good morning, good morning to you.
And we're back. We're going to be talking Duke Week once again. And we have Jamar Odwin, who is a Silver and Gold Award recipient of the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award. He's also the Deputy Chair of the National Award Council. Good morning to you, Jamar.
Hey, Randy, morning.
How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, and yourself?
I am well. I thought you would have been exhausted by now with all of the activities.
I'm all right.
Okay. Now, we're talking alumni this morning and looking at some of the journeys and what's happening. Now, you yourself, having gone through the program to the various stages, are now at the stage where you're going to be representing the region at an international level. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so basically what would have happened was in 2017, I was fortunate that that was the first year we sent two persons to the International Gold event, which was held in Czech Republic. And there, my colleagues from the region would have selected myself and Renice Basil Willis from the Cayman Islands to be the two emerging leaders for our region. Basically, what that means is we sit on the International Council as the youth voices for our region, which includes the Caribbean, USA, and Canada. And once decisions are being made, we are actually at the table and we have a voice towards decisions that are made internationally that affect the award.
Now, given that you're representing so wide a region, how do you go about getting the information from the various countries and islands about what's impacting them as youth with the award and what are some of the changes they want to see? How do you go about garnering all your information?
Fortunately for us in the Caribbean region, there's a Caribbean camp called the Caribbean Award Sub-Regional Council. Basically, that's held in a different Caribbean country every year. And there we also have our regional meetings. That benefits us a lot too because unlike some of the other regions, we are very close knit as a result of the Caribbean camp. So information is always being passed to and fro. And funny enough, that's actually what caused when we had the voting in Czech Republic, there was a lot of tie-in for our region in that they had to keep revisiting the voting process over and over and over again because there was always ties when they were trying to select the two persons for the region. So it's good and bad the close relationship we have in our region as it relates to the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award.
But you came out on top, though.
Yeah, luckily.
So that
Unfortunately,
means,
I should say.
okay, so that means then that your colleagues have reposed quite a bit of confidence in you in terms of how you have performed in this scheme throughout the years. Now, how has your journey been in terms of the stages you've been at, from the silver to the gold, and now to you actually representing at a council level?
It was actually an interesting journey because I think we will start to touch on it early in the week. I went to Queen's College, that's where I joined the award. But for the first 5-6 years of my school life, because I did sixth form, I kept hearing this Duke of Edinburgh's International Award meets on Thursdays at a particular time. And I didn't really pay attention to it because, as you would know, even at various schools, no matter the level, whether it's the Queen's College, Harrison College, or further down the line, there are different levels of students. So you have your high achievers, you have yours in the middle, and you have those at the bottom. So at the beginning of my secondary school life, I was somewhere in the middle. So I thought this award scheme thing was for the high achievers. So I never sought to get any information on it. Then when I was in sixth form, I happened to be in the room they were meeting. I was having lunch in there, and the faculty advisor, Miss Baptiste, she told me I had two choices: either stay for the meeting or leave. I figured, all right, let me stay for the meeting and see what it's about. And that's how I actually got involved then in the award. And then I was out from school maybe the next meeting, and I came back to school the following day and I heard I was selected as group leader, which was another surprise to me. But from there, I did my silver, and then in 2013, when the Caribbean camp was in Barbados, thanks to the trustees, they had actually paid for me to do my gold award here in Barbados. And then 2016, I did the Caribbean camp in Trinidad. That's where I did my leaders. Once that was completed, I was offered the opportunity to sit on the expedition panel, and that's where persons who would have come through the award, you have the opportunity to give back further, where you now become an assessor or a supervisor for persons doing their award.
Now, what does it mean to be an emerging leader generally? And then more importantly, what does it mean for you, Jamar, personally?
Okay, as I said, being an emerging leader, it basically just means that we sit on the International Council and we're the voice for the young persons. But it shows a lot too, because it means that your peers, they see something in you and they believe that you would represent them as best as possible. And for me personally, it also just shows that people outside of myself see certain leadership qualities in myself, and that's a good boost for character, because through the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award, I would have done even like Toastmasters as my skill, which helps with public speaking, and it allows you to be able to do things like emceeing certain events. So I would have actually been called upon to MC previous award ceremonies. So I think the whole being in the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award and going through the process and even being selected as emerging leader is a good boost for character, definitely.
Okay. So is that the only reason that parents should encourage their children to join, to boost their character? What other motivation is there in the award for parents to say to a child, you should get involved?
Okay, so the award has the various levels. So there's a service which encourages your children to give back, and we can see as it go as you go up in life, you have various companies doing volunteer work. So you're already at an advantage because you'd be accustomed to giving back. There's the skill aspect which allows you to learn something beyond what you're studying, or in my instance, it may actually open your eyes to different paths. So for me, I would have done graphic design as one of my skills for the award, and now I'm a graphic designer by profession. So it opens your eyes to different things from that level. There's the physical recreation, and as you would have seen earlier with Mr. Sobers and the Kidney Association, it's important to be active. So again, now you're touching being active as well. And the adventurous journey allows you to kind of be self-sufficient and live beyond the norms of society, in terms of you get up on mornings, you want breakfast, you like the stove, you want lunch, you like the stove, you put something in the oven. Whereas with the adventurous journey, when you're on the road, you're more likely to be more self-sufficient. So you're only cooking what you have with you on the adventurous journey. You're increasing your team building skills, because at the end of the day, how the award works as it relates to the adventurous journey, you have to get your group through the adventurous journey. So let's say, for example, if the minimum is 4 persons in a group, and someone has come to almost like their breaking point where they believe they can't continue and they want to stop there, you need to encourage that person to continue on and finish the adventurous journey, because you also depend on them finishing their adventurous journey. So I think being in the award helps create a very well-rounded individual.
Okay. Now, there's also the Global Alumni Network. And how are you going about encouraging those who are in Barbados and the region to join the Global Alumni?
Okay, so the good thing about it is when the Global Alumni Network was launched, we were actually in London for forum. So what we basically started to do is to just reach out to persons and share the information that's there, because it's very important in the award for persons to give back, even if it means that you're so busy you can't come out to assess adventurous journeys or supervise. to just come and talk to young persons to let them know what your story was like and how you may have had tough times throughout your journey, but the tough times didn't last, and now you're proud to say you're a bronze, a silver, gold award holder. So social media at this point is very important for us in terms of communicating about the Global Alumni Network. And we're also reaching out to persons that maybe need information in terms of how the award have impacted their lives so that we can then use this to build surveys to promote the award further.
Okay, so how active outside of the Juke program, do you use any of your other social media networks to try to get other people to come on board? Or do you just use the platform which the council has to try to encourage participation?
For me, one of my favorite parts is the adventurous journey for sure. So once I'm actually out there doing stuff, is taking pictures, recording videos. I mean, even things like water safety. We would have done water safety with the Barbados Coast Guard. It's a prerequisite whenever we're going to CAS. And I had to bring myself to jump off the jetty at the Coast Guard into deep water. It's interesting going to the beach and swimming and then doing something like that. When I was in Bahamas, I came across some pretty big crabs, so I have some pictures of that. Posted some pictures with a snake around my neck. Some of the fun things that you also get to do in the award. And as I said, a lot of it is breaking barriers. So I mean, I don't think before going to Bahamas and seeing snakes, I would have ever imagined myself holding a snake around my neck. Crabs, you know how crabs are. Once they grab hold of something, they don't let go. So it's been a fantastic experience for me. And once I'm doing stuff, I tend to at least post on my social media as well, so persons can see some of the fun things you get to do in the award. And things like the health and safety. So we do training with the St. John's Ambulance Service as well. So we do so that anyone on an adventurous journey and someone isn't feeling well, you know what to do until the professionals come. So it's, as I said, being in the award touches a lot of everything you need in everyday life. So I think it's a good thing that that everyone should get involved in, and the sooner the better for sure. Because, as I would have said, I joined in sixth form, so I wouldn't have done my bronze because I at that point in time I didn't even know if I was going to be able to do my goals. So the sooner the better, so that you can actually get a full experience. And when you're out at Duke events, you'll have your bronze, your silver, your gold pin, your leadership pin, and your suit would be looking pretty pop.
So you're gonna be impressing everyone around you, so they know you mean business and you've gone the full distance
Definitely.
in the journey. Now, there was something Mr. Norval mentioned earlier this week, and it was about the inclusion of the deaf in the actual award.
Yes.
And actually being able to train some of you all in sign language so you can help those individuals through their journey. How does this make you feel, the whole concept of inclusion of all the various youth that we have?
It definitely is fantastic. I was able to start some of the training with the disability council. Can't remember the name of the lady, but unfortunately she had passed away shortly after we had done training with them. Can't remember her name, but that training, she had a very
You mean Roseanne?
I'd say yes, she had an amazing personality, and I'd say that I am proud to have met her before she passed away. And she had this spark to her despite being confined to a wheelchair, and they really showed us that they're just differently abled, and not we shouldn't be even like kind of speaking to them like they're less than we are. So it was a very eye-opening experience. She would have talked to us too about when they go hiking and stuff, and so as much as they may be in wheelchairs, they're still able to do some of the stuff that we do in the award, even the hiking and whatnot. And you kind of understand too when persons have certain disabilities, the importance of expressions in communication, and how for us as persons without disabilities, we might be saying one thing with our mouth, but our expression is saying something completely different. So it opens your eyes to the importance of communicating both emotionally and verbally what it is you're saying. So it has been a fantastic experience working with the members of the Disability Council and uh, being able to promote the award to them and learn from them as well.
Okay, well, I want to thank you so much, Jamar, for joining us. And here's hoping that the week ends with a bang tomorrow. It was great having you and your members for Duke Week. Enjoy the balance of your day.
Thank you. Same to you.
Okay. When Morning Barbados returns, we'll be talking more about CARICOM as well as a play that's going to be going on. We'll be back after the break.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning.